Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Regina, and I'm coming to you today to say, hey, thank you so much. I'm glad that you stopped by to listen to this teaching for about 10 minutes just to kind of share with you some things that are on my heart. Number one, I was just simply thinking about when I went to high school. And when I graduated from high school, it was a long time desire and really dream of mine to graduate from college. And as I embarked upon that college campus, I began to really realize this is not going to be as easy as I thought. And so I began to think about what were the principles I needed to be successful. And I want to talk to you today about being successful. And you are like me and everybody else, we all want to be successful. I don't know anybody that does not really want to succeed in life. And there are some principles I want to give you about being successful. Number one, that's the principle of dreaming. I remember as that college freshman that I had a dream of walking across that stage and receiving my diploma. It wasn't going to be easy, and it sure was not easy. But I recall just starting with a dream. If you're going to be successful in life, you have to start dreaming. And I know life has happened to you. I know things happen. You got in a situation that you didn't think you were going to get in. Some decisions were made. You probably got hurt. You probably had some things to happen that threw you off track, that maybe derail you from achieving your purpose. But listen, it is not too late. God is here to help you to get back on track. So, whatever that dream is that you had, dust that dream off. Go back and get that journal, get that old high school book out, and look at that dream and you say, you know what, I can do this dream. I can achieve this. So you got to go pick back up your dream again. See, the dream is a vision. It's like a vision that God gave you and He put it in your heart. And just because you haven't achieved it doesn't mean it's too late. Just because you have not successfully reached that milestone or that point that you wanted to achieve it at the time you thought you need to achieve it or wanted to achieve it, it doesn't matter. I want you to still go get that dream. I want you to still believe in your dream. I want you to still have faith in your dream, have faith in yourself, because you are not to allow anybody to stop you from dreaming. Do not allow what other people say, or what people have said to you, or what people have done to you paralyze you from moving out in what you have a strong desire in your heart to achieve. Not only that, but do not allow your own fears to stop you. Yeah, I know. Sometimes our fears paralyze us. We are afraid of succeeding. We're afraid of failing. We're afraid of the unknown, the uncertainty of if I move out, what would happen? What would they say? Who's going to laugh at me? You start getting this imposter syndrome. It's not work. It's not for me. It's for everybody else. I want to write my book, but I don't know if anybody's going to ever read it. I'm not good enough as an author. I can't really write. And you begin to take yourself down this path, this rabbit trail of what I call it, of just doubting yourself, not believing in you. But, greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. And you have what it takes. Believe me, you have what it takes. You want to start your own business? Dream it. Think about it. Reflect on it. Write it out. If you want to write a book and that's your dream, I'm coming here today to encourage you. Go for it. It's a great dream. It's a great vision. What you have and what's inside of you, we need it. The world needs it. Do not rob the world of what is inside of you so you can help someone else or be certainly a blessing to someone else. So, number one, the one principle that I applied was I kept my dream alive. I continued to think on about it, focused on it. And I kept telling myself when I was walking across that campus, this is going to happen. I would watch other commencement services just so I can continue to spark that dream. The second thing is a strong desire. You have to have a strong internal, intrinsic motivation to move out into that dream. You have to have a strong why. What is it about that dream? Why is it that you want to achieve it? Because it is your why that gets you through the dark periods when you're trying to achieve and be successful. You see, when I enrolled into my doctoral program at the university, I was in a place, I was excited. The life happened. I experienced a loss of a family member. I had some trouble in school where the professor was saying, this is not good enough. You got to improve your writing. You have to improve this. You have to improve that. And I began to get really discouraged. But I remember writing myself a letter and saying, I'm not going to open this letter until I graduate. And I wrote myself a letter and I put that letter on my refrigerator. I folded it up and put it in an envelope. I sealed it up and I said to myself, you cannot open this letter until you graduate. And that was my intrinsic motivation. Every day I came home from work, I sat down, I did my homework, I wrote my papers, I got some tutoring, help, and support. I made sure that my motivation came from me. See, when it comes from you within, you're unstoppable. Oh, when you get motivation from other people, they may tell you great today, they may tell you great tomorrow, and the next day they may not give you any kind of words of encouragement. You have to encourage yourself, but find a way to motivate yourself. I'm going to give you this principle. Whatever that goal is, write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper. I want to write my first book. You put that in the envelope, you seal it, and you keep it on your desk and your computer. You put it on your refrigerator. You take it to your office when you go to work. That's what I did. And every time I looked at that envelope, when I didn't want to write on my dissertation, when I did not want to study, it was that letter that motivated me to say, oh, I got to get to writing. I have to do my homework tonight. I want to study tonight. And so I didn't watch sitcoms. I pulled myself up to the computer and I began to write. I began to read. I began to study. I began to engross myself into the process of achieving my doctorate degree. And I remember on graduation day, sitting there and listening to the keynote speaker. I don't really know what that person said. I'll open my letter to myself because that was my intrinsic motivation and my why. The last thing would be this. The third thing would be decisions. See, when you're going to achieve something in life, you got to make decisions that align with that goal, with that dream, with that vision. And so every decision you make, you want to make sure 90% of those decisions align with your goal. You want to make sure that the decisions you're making, for example, if you make a decision such as, well, I'm going to stay at home tonight, I'm going to study, I'm not going to go out, I'm not going to spend any money, I'm going to stay, I'm going to eat dinner at home because I'm saving, because I want to save money, I want to purchase a new home, I want to get a certification, so I need the money, I need the finances. So I'm not going to go out to eat tonight, I'm going to have delayed gratification. You see how that works? I remember Thanksgiving at the very end of my doctoral program. I called my mom up and I said, Mother, I won't be at Thanksgiving dinner today. I have a lot of reading and a lot of writing to complete. I will come by the house today. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to come about 6 o'clock in the evening. I'm going to take the majority of the day and I'm going to study. Why? Because I was so close to the goal. I was close to the finish line. And that was a decision I made, not to see all of my family members on that day, but to get to the house a little bit later so that I can make sure I spent the time in putting in the effort that I needed to put in so I could achieve that goal of my doctorate degree. And so I'm encouraging you today. What is it that you want to achieve? What's that dream? Then go ahead and dream it. Don't let nothing stop you from just dreaming. Then not only that, you got to have internal motivation. Write your letter to yourself. And then number 3, align your decisions with that particular dream, and that's going to take you a long way in life. I want you to think with me on for this moment. What happens if you do not achieve that goal? What happens if you do not put yourself in a position to be successful the way you can be? You will be an individual that walks around being down, being discouraged, walking around watching other people being successful. And then you say to yourself, Well, that's for them and not for me. I come to tell you that is not true. You are a person that is filled with so many gifts and talents and skills. When God has endowed you with so much, do not rob us of the gifts and skills and talent that God has given you. And so I want you to know that if you do not move out on that dream and have that intrinsic motivation and desire, and certainly make sure you make decisions that align with that dream, that you will not be able to fulfill what Maslow hierarchy says, self-actualization, that is self-fulfillment. And when you get to self-actualization, that means that you are walking and living out your God-given purpose. And when that happens, the earth becomes richer because you are fulfilling your purpose and your assignment. In order for you to fulfill your purpose and your assignment, you got to dream big. You got to make sure that you have internal desire and motivation that gets you through the dark periods in your night. And then you got to have that final thing, what I consider making decisions that align with that particular thing that you want to accomplish in your life. I gave you 3 principles today. I'm going to come back next time and give you some more principles so you can be successful. If this has helped you today, I am hoping it has. But if it's helped you today, go ahead and share it with somebody. Share with a friend. Encourage a friend. And when you encourage that friend, share it with them, but also like. I certainly appreciate you taking your time. This is your friend, Dr. Regina. Be blessed and live your best life. I'll see you next time.